What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy Swore the Poet, man. And I know it's been a while, but we back with another episode of Black Prosperity featuring the one and only my brother, Siah.
Yo.
Appreciate you for coming on, man.
The invite, bro. Thank you.
Nah, man, it's a pleasure. It's a blessing, man. I've been trying to get you on here for a while. I'm glad we could work something out. Y'all don't understand. This is a busy nigga right here, man. So we trying to get him on the run and shit like that. But go ahead and introduce yourself for those who may not know you.
Yeah, man. What's good, y'all? My name is Siah. I go by Siah Legit sometime on different social media platforms. Originally from North Carolina, been in Atlanta for about 10 years now. I went to Georgia State, got my degree in marketing. And yeah, now I'm just working in, the marketing field, the PR field, trying to, figure things out. As an entrepreneur, bro, this thing is not easy, but, I'm just trusting the process. Yeah.
Hey, man, that's a beautiful thing.
That's me.
I know you've been in Atlanta 10 years. You're a Georgia State graduate and all those beautiful things. But where you from originally? Shed some light on that.
So originally a small city called Morehead City, North Carolina. It's on the coast. It's on the water. It's funny because when people ask me where I'm from, I'd be hesitant to even say it because I know they don't know where it's from. But yeah. Some people may. But yeah, I'm from there, and then I moved to Charlotte for a good period of time, and then yeah, now I'm here.
Is that like close to like coastal Carolina?
Yeah, it is. It's near. So I'm not sure if you have people like in the military or like the Army, but there's a base called Cherry Point Base in Havelock, North Carolina. So yeah, all of that's on the coast. It's like 5 hours from Charlotte, if you're familiar with Charlotte, but yeah.
Hey, so small town kid with big time dreams.
Oh yeah.
So what was the start to like this? Like, was this always you felt like your life path, your life journey? Like from you, when you were younger, is this something like, when they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Are you fulfilling those dreams, or has it kind of like wavered and changed and you're kind of finally just now finding your true path?
It's so funny. I went back home and I was going through the garage and I found my notebook when I was in first grade. Yeah. And it was, like basically like a questionnaire type of thing. And it said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And in first grade, I wrote a hairstylist. So it's so funny because I'm definitely not doing that right now. But I do feel like, growing up, I've always been just different. I just knew I wasn't like the same as like the rest of my cousins. It's just like, there was just something different about me. And yeah, I do feel like now, again, I'm trusting the process, and I do think that as I'm trusting the process, I am aligning with my assignment and, like with my purpose and why I'm here. I'm honestly still trying to figure out my purpose, but I do feel like I'm taking the steps to, get there.
Hey, man, that takes a lot of humility because we live in such a fake it till you make it type of era, sure. To actually be vulnerable enough to be like, I'm still kind of, working out the kinks, and the purpose is beautiful. Yes. And I feel like that's what people need to hear because, you have a good following on social media and things of that nature. So people might look up to you and feel like, dang, I can't do that, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, look, this shit, this looks good, and I'm blessed, but it's forever a journey. So like,
yes, my God. So
how do you handle like your mental health and stuff like that when dealing with those type of frustrations or maybe uncertainties of like feeling like you're making strides but not really seeing the results you want to see so far? Like, how do you kind of like combat those things? Because that's very cohesive in order to you for what you do in the field of work.
Honestly, mental health is so important, right? And I feel like growing up, it wasn't something that it was necessarily frowned upon to have like a therapist or to seek help, but nowadays that thing is so important. And I know for me, I just started with a spiritual journey. I know for me, once I had my first tarot card reading going into 2020, so it was like December 2019, right before COVID, before I even knew COVID was going to be a thing, I had a tarot card reading. It was literally life-changing. It just made me realize that, we all have a gift and we just got to tap in spiritually. And once I tapped in and started journaling and started manifesting and started writing things that I was grateful for, that really helped me like mentally, because it's just like, we all have to give ourselves grace sometime, right? Like we've accomplished a lot of things, but we may not be where we want to be, but we have to shed light on those things that we have accomplished, right? So learning how to shed light on, okay, like I may not be where I want to be, but okay, I did do this, and then like, damn, I did do this. So also going into learning how to be more present. I think that's important with your mental health, being present in where you are. And then, yeah, it's cool to, you know, seek, okay, you know, what is my future going to be like? But it's also good to just like be in a moment and accept where you are and just know that, you know, we all have a journey, we all have a path, and, you know, like we all have our own destiny. So we can't compare ourselves to, you know, what we see on social media and just other people, because we don't know what their journey was to get there and where they're at. So, yeah.
I feel that, man, because, you know, like I'd say a lot of times, just in general talks with the guys, friends, you know, like, you know, social media is the #1 tool they use to disseminate, you know what I'm saying, and infiltrate our minds. It really aligns our whole perspective and who we believe we should be and what we should do, what we should wear, what we should eat, how we should be, you know what I'm saying? But I think you spoke to a good point, and that's like having grace, you know what I'm saying? We're always, especially in the creative field or anything that you do that you take seriously, you're passionate about, you're always going to be your biggest critic. And sometimes you have to learn how to receive the love that you're getting in the moment, because it's like a lot of the stuff that you might think is, let's give an example, like your best outfit might have been just something you threw on, but that was the one that got you the most compliments. And instead of being like, nah, it's cool, like, you know, receive that because it's like you did something that made you stand out and that people respected and they notice you for, or they look up to, you know, and you kind of can discourage them in a sense if you kind of just negate the small things that they look up to. And it's like, you got to always remain, you know, keep that humility in life, because that's how you continue to receive your blessings. You know what I'm saying? God will God, Allah, whoever you pray to will succeed all that shit right now. If you thinking this is, oh, you not grateful, or you think you deserve more. And I always tell people, and like the thing about life is you're always where you're supposed to be. You feel me? You can't look at the next man and really have envy towards it. You know what I'm saying? Now we're human. Right. It's not saying that, oh, you can deny your human nature. It's okay. But the bigger thing is not to relish in that, you know, and to continue to cheer, because your chance is coming as long as you stick to your day-to-day routine and be consistent and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the hardest things that I have to learn, and I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get frustrated and, you know, and feeling like, you know, I've put the work in, I've done this, I do that, like, you know, but for what I've done, I need to be extremely proud, big or small, you know what I'm saying? There's people that are relying on me to put this content out, that just want to hear me speak, that are looking for my words and my wisdom. So, you know, I got to make sure that I'm doing the groundwork for myself to be a authentic representation, because I don't want nobody listening to me and looking up to me, and I'm not even being real with myself. You feel me? Like, it starts there. So I feel like that's a tough battle, but, you know, that's dope, man. But, you know, moving forward more into like the things that you are getting into now, like, what's some of your most like recent projects, or some of the most like recent accolades or accomplishments that you're most proud of, things you've done in recent?
In recent, okay. So in recent, I'm going to say, you know, like what I've accomplished so far this year, 2024. That's so funny. Let me think.
It can be big or small. It's about what it does for you. You feel me?
You're right. So I used to model back in the day. Okay. Back in high school, modeling was like one of the things that I was trying to focus on. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I moved here. I wanted to be like a model and an actor, and I'm going to be in the Tyler Perry movies and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so this year, I've had the opportunity to be a part of like 3 different brand campaigns, and they've all been like published and stuff like that. So that's been a blessing. Okay. Being able to kind of like tap back into that organically, not being signed to anyone, but you know, like whenever the opportunity presents itself and it makes sense. So I've been grateful for those opportunities, just being in the different spaces, work-wise, so like the BET Awards, the Stellars, Black Music Honors, just being in those spaces has truly been a blessing, because it's all about who you surround yourself with, right?
That's real.
And being able to rub shoulders with these people, these legends, these icons who we've been listening to, watching on TV and movies since we've been babies, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's a blessing, because I know that, my time is coming. So that's also something that I feel like, I've accomplished. And honestly, just learning, tapping into more of like just who I am. This year, I've really been feeling in a place of isolation in a way. But I feel like God has definitely put me in this space so I can learn me more, learn to, cut out certain distractions that, it's just like taking me off that path. So I do feel like I've been more tapping into myself more. So I feel like that's an accomplishment too, because I was feeling like, I don't know if you're familiar with FOMO. It's like fear of missing out. So I used to struggle with that a lot last year. Like if ever I'd see,
I guess I suffer from that. Like I guess I never heard that before until now, but FOMO. I guess I suffer from that.
FOMO, it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. So like I would look and, I would feel some type of way if, I'm seeing my friends and they out and about and I ain't getting no invite. And it's just like, damn. But like now I'm just in a space where this year it's like, okay, like I'm there, if I'm invited, you know what I mean? Like I'm really just taking things at ease. And I don't know, that's an accomplishment too, because I'm just noticing how the way I'm reacting to certain things has just been better. I don't know, I'm not reacting or overreacting like I used to in certain instances, but
taking things for what they are.
Yeah, it's the little things for real.
So for your line of work, like what led you to getting, an opportunity to collaborate, partner, and work with, at the BET Awards and the Stellars and the Music Honors? Like, how did those opportunities come about for maybe somebody that's younger and, looking to get into PR and just looking to be an overall just, influencer, things of that nature? Like, how did you get your start and how did that opportunity come about?
Wow. Okay. So I went to Georgia State, got my degree in marketing, and it's funny because I knew that I wanted to be in the industry, in the entertainment industry. I wanted to be an actor, model. I wanted to do something, right? But I didn't know how to get there. And I have a classmate of mine, a brother now. We've been friends for almost 11, 12 years now. And he changed his major to PR, public relations. And I stayed in marketing. And once I graduated, we were a year apart. And once I graduated, I realized that, he was in these spaces, in these rooms. I'm just like, like, this is like what I want to do for real. Right. But it was weird because I didn't want to feel like I was stepping on his toes to get there. You know what I mean? But it's so crazy. We're so much in common. He's also from a small town in North Carolina. Like, it was just a lot of just like things that correlated. So long story short, graduated, went through a few jobs or whatever, and I was working at this marketing agency, and he introduced me to his boss. And from there, he put me on, and I want to say all that to say, you guys, it's really all about your work ethic, being authentically you in these rooms, because you never know who's watching you. So you may be doing the smallest thing. You may be feeling like you're doing like, damn, I'm the one moving the chairs, but you don't know who's in that room watching you move the chairs. Who could be the one to like give you another opportunity because they see your work ethic, because they see that you're easy to work with. Literally, that's how I've gotten all of these opportunities. It's all about who I've met, and I've met all these people in spaces where I was working. And it's led from there. It's just been a blessing. And, I feel like when you have a positive energy and when you exude love and light, and like when you just want to see people be great and you want to help people be great, people appreciate that. So I've been in spaces where, you know, I'm doing content for Cash Doll, but you know, it kind of started from me watching her, like, okay, she's taking a photo, let me fix her hair, let me fix this, like paying attention to the little details. Shit like that, that shit matters, whether you know it or not, because people's just like, damn, okay, like, he actually has an eye for detail. You know, like, he's helping, he's willing to help, he's not willing to, you know what I mean, like, feel like he's looked down upon because he's doing, like, the little man job. It's not a little man job. I feel like when you do those things, it definitely leads to bigger opportunities. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, again, it's about who you know these days. Of course, you can go to school. Of course, I definitely support going to college, even though, of course, it's not necessary nowadays with social media and just these kids in high school was wearing labels and stuff. Like, I couldn't imagine. Man,
I be on TikTok looking like when they had the For You page that they may have like the first day of school fit.
Yo,
I'm like, bro, all these young niggas in Lavin and McQueen and I'm like, boy, if you had an all polo fit, you might have been that nigga. You feel me? Like
some Hollister, like, some whatever. You know what I mean?
Abercrombie, you know what I'm saying? Like you like the most expensive things nigga really wore back in the day might have been like some. Well, you know, I'm from Baltimore originally, but grew up in Maryland. So like, really some, if you had the big rugby polo or maybe some Hugo Boss or, you know what I'm saying? Like these are designer brands, but they're not like high-end designer brands. Like, you know, like Polo is a designer brand, like, and they have expensive shit, but you know, they not like, we wasn't wearing, let's say, like Christian Louboutin and shit like that in high school.
Siah,
but now
it's like becoming like a
purple jeans, like, and they first day of school fit is $1,000. Like,
that's crazy.
Unless they getting their shit off of what's it, Depop, or what's that joint called?
I don't even know.
Maybe Temu. Hey, I ain't mad at it. Temu, get it how you live. You feel me? Like, half them designers don't like niggas anyway. So we might, you know, we might as well go ahead and make our own replicas, and we keep into the bean, because we the ones that really bring the value to that shit. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the high spenders on that shit. Like, yeah, white people, like rich white people do actually buy designer clothes. I hate that they be like, oh, white people don't know. Yes, they do. You just don't know what that is, because it's a simple black tee, but that shit is Dolce, and that's a $300 black tee.
It's not as flashy.
You feel me? They're not as flashy, as subtle, but they buy that shit.
Exactly.
You know, but hey, they don't make that shit for us anyway, so who cares if they got a replica from somebody and they paid half off to fund races? You know what I'm saying? Like I love this whole new, you know, getting into the fashion, we might be getting a little off topic, but I love this whole new little Lululemon wave that the girls also, they all channeling their little inner Serena, but I feel like once the nigga came out and was like, yeah, he didn't want black, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lululemon is not made for black women. Y'all need to go ahead and hit Target, Wally World, or whatever, and go ahead and get them same little, you know what I'm saying?
Analytics, like something.
We gotta get away from that though. But you know, getting a little bit off topic. But yeah, nah, that's awesome though. So, what did you originally major in when you first went to Georgia State before you switched?
Marketing,
and then you went to PR.
No,
because aren't they the same thing?
I stayed in marketing. My friend, he moved to PR.
Okay.
So
what's the difference? Because a lot of people probably like, I used to think they're like marketing, PR.
So marketing, so that's why I took marketing, because marketing is so broad. You can use it in any field. It's just whatever you want to focus on: advertising, graphic design, social media marketing, like whatever. But public relations is more so like dealing with people, and like your marketing is more so, it's kind of, it does correlate, right? But PR is more industry based. Marketing is more so, or at least Georgia State, it was business based. So I graduated from business school. I had to take all the math classes, all of that. PR is more so writing classes and English based, that type of vibe. So it's like an English versus business type, but they do kind of correlate, because again, marketing, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with promoting, you're dealing with all of that, like image, all of that. So it does correlate, but it's two different things.
Okay.
Degree wise,
So speak to, because I know you have, I wouldn't say brand ambassador, but you have some connections and collaborations with a couple spirit brands, adult spirit brands, things of that nature. So that would be more so you tapping into your marketing side.
Yeah. So I work with this marketing agency based in New York, Amplify Marketing, and pretty much I'm like the Atlanta regional manager for the different activations that they put on for different things. So I've worked with like Heineken, Grey Goose, more so recently Hennessy over this past summer, well, a few months ago. And yeah, that's been a blessing because I've been able to like tap into my like creative side with just like the whole activation aspect, putting those things together, being able to, I don't know, put people on really, like the brand ambassadors. And so like, I wouldn't say I'm a brand ambassador for that. Those are just our clients through that marketing agency.
Okay.
But I am a brand ambassador for a few brands. Mark Nolan is like this shoe brand, Fabletics, Ed Hardy, Russell Athletics. So I do. That
Ed Hardy one is tough. Like I slowly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been watching Ed Hardy come back to life, and that's dope, because that was a dope brand back in the day.
Yo,
too.
My mom, she back in the day when it was like a thing, back in 2008, 2007, my mom literally, she was obsessed with Ed Hardy. So she had all the purses, all the perfume, the shirts, the hats. So it's just so funny to see how fashion just like, it's a cycle, and how it came back around, and like I knew it was gonna come back around at some point. It's so funny. So yeah, it's dope to just see how it's a full circle moment now. They sending me stuff to like.
Yeah, Ed Hardy was damn near ahead of their time.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like that shit fits so much into today's whole aesthetic and style and everything.
A lot of these brands, though, I feel like a lot of these brands are, we going through a cycle, because again, now we're like in this baggy clothes phase. So you know, that was like the early 2000s vibe. So
what they call it the Y2K.
Yeah, Y2K.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That was our era.
But that's my era, nigga. I've been Y2K, nigga. Yeah, I am Y2K, right. Nigga. Like this ain't a facade, nigga. I've been dressing like this. I've always, like, a lot of my shit comes from going in my closet at home, and my older brother just having shit that my mom's a hoarder, but it's very neat. She's a neat hoarder. You know what I'm saying? It's not nasty, it's not dirty or no shit like that. But you know, it was just hella shit in there, and I'm like, this is fire. Like starter throwback baseball, pirate jackets and jerseys and things of that nature. So I kind of always been, and my mom was a thrifter as well, so that I've always grown up on a deal, getting shop. You know what I'm saying? And then when I did get my designer, it was TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to come up on things, getting the nice things for a good price. You feel me? Like that's the real drippers, the real fashion, niggas and women know.
That's a whole conversation within itself, bro. Like growing up. That's what I'm saying. Like I can imagine being in high school now and being a high schooler, because growing up, like you said, like thrifting was a thing. My granddad, he lives in Asheville. When I used to visit there and visit him, every Saturday we went to a Goodwill of some sort. We in there thrifting, finding clothes. I got my first computer from a Goodwill, you know what I mean? So like, it's kind of like in my blood. So even when I got to high school, and I was introduced to Tumblr, and Tumblr was a thing. And Tumblr, before it was like what it is now, Tumblr used to be like a safe space, like a secret getaway for just all creatives, just like to come together and, you know what I mean? It was just a thing. So
I really didn't and like, I remember when Tumblr first dropped, and I really didn't understand too much. But I also was like, I was super into like sports and shit like that. So I really didn't understand Tumblr. I didn't really get into my creative side too much until like later on in college and stuff like that. Like, 'cause I was focused on the sports and stuff.
I see. For me, like my freshman year, that's when I was kind of getting introduced to like the vintage sweaters and the Cosby sweaters and shit like that. So I don't know. Like, I think that made me stand out though. Like thrifting, putting outfits together, not like fitting the norm, because like the high school I went to was predominantly white. It was like 75% white. So everybody was pretty much in like Hollister, Abercrombie, Polo, you know what I mean? Like those type of things.
Frat house ass niggas.
Yeah, you know, that's the Sperry's with the Nike socks and the Polo, like literally very predictable. So I stood out. I literally got best dressed in high school. Yeah, and I feel like it was because I wasn't afraid to step outside the box and dare to be different. You know what I mean? Like I was always like the type to, I never was a matchy type of guy. Like I can coordinate and put stuff together. And yeah, so it's just funny because I think people with social media now and just everything, I feel like there's this pressure to feel like we have to be in these labels to stand out in the rooms. In reality, you don't. Like you can literally go to a thrift store, you can go to a H&M, you can go to like these lower stores where you won't expect you could find a piece. It's all really about how you style it and how you wear it. As long as you wear the stuff with confidence, you're gonna stand out regardless. You know what I mean?
It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it.
Literally, it's so funny. Like I can be with people, you know, and no offense to people in their labels, it's just not in my price tag right now. You know what I mean? Like once I get to that level and I'm feeling comfortable enough to drop a bag on that, then maybe I will. But people who are wearing like these labels head to toe, that doesn't mean like you the best dress, or yeah, you may be wearing the most expensive stuff. I will give you that, but that doesn't mean that you put it together the way it needed to be put together, you know? So yeah, we just gotta take that. It's okay to do high lows, you know what I mean? Like it's okay not to even have a label, but I do think that social media and just this rap world and the music, everything is pushing just like, we gotta wear this, we gotta do this, you know what I mean, to be accepted or stand out. But nah, it starts with you, how you wear your stuff, how you put it together, how you styling it, and yeah, wear that shit like it is the most expensive outfit.
Yeah, and that's what I think Black prosperity is. It's just like prospering beyond society's expectations and norms, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this platform is designed for. It's just to show, you know, young, old, Black people in general, that there's so many other avenues of self-expression and getting paid to be you outside of just what they tell us we can be as far as the top 3 athletes, rapper, singer, entertainer. Yeah. Which is great. If you could be those things, that's cool, but you have to be an anomaly. Like everyone can't make it. Yeah. And it's about, and it's even more than just making it. Everyone don't stay. Yeah. They might get a chance, but it's about remaining relevant. Like that's when it becomes even harder.
Longevity.
You feel me? So, but there's so many other things that you can do to still be impactful and still have avenues in the music field, entertainment field, other than just being on camera. There's so many other roles that make good money. There's so many other things that you could do, especially now with social media. It's so much bad, but there's so much good that you can do with it as well. Yes. You know, it's just a tool that you use at your discretion. You know what I'm saying? You can use it for good, you can use it for bad, you can use it to make money, you can use it to just be popular on the internet. Right. It's whatever you want to do. Like the world is yours. So I think that's a dope thing. So what is like your, as you're knocking off all these things and stacking on your accolades and accomplishments, like what is the next step? Like what do you see? Where are you trying to take this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you trying to, you know, curate your own actual like brand where you go and you have people to connect with these artists and, you know, do those certain type of brand development, or just the little things, the small jobs, like you say? Are you trying to build something like that, or are you just continuing the, like, I want to say freelance, the freelance route, and just be you and solely just, you know, not restrict yourself to one little ideal box and just continue to just let life take you where it may?
Honestly, bro, a little bit of both. And it's crazy because I just wrote this down the other day for the Lionsgate portal on the 8th, October 8th. It was 888. So that was a powerful day to manifest. And I was looking at, you know, what I'm doing, and like I'm approaching 30. It's just like, okay, we're doing stuff, but it has to make sense. And I recently had a conversation with a neighbor at the pool, and she gave me a cool idea, and I just kind of want to tie everything into like a lifestyle brand of some sort. And that lifestyle brand is going to consist of a couple of things. It's going to be an umbrella of things, honestly, because I really am a jack of all trades. And I think that it's okay to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you do have that opportunity to, again, bring in all streams of income from multiple ways. And I'm able to tap into each thing that I feel that I genuinely enjoy, that's authentically me, and that matches and correlates with my brand. So I don't want to say too much, because you know, sometimes you have to work hard in silence and let success be your noise. And you know, you never know who preying on your downfall. So, but I do see like a lifestyle brand, and it's just going to be an umbrella of a couple of things. And as far as just the entertainment wise, I think God is just working in mysterious ways. Like, I'm working behind the scenes now. Like, I'm learning the business side of things. I'm learning how to interview, even though this is my first interview. And I'm like, it's so funny. I'm literally clocking myself like, damn, you're saying a little too much, but like, you know, it's my first time. But again, I feel like God is working in mysterious ways. I'm in these rooms, I'm meeting these people, and at some point I will be the talent. You know what I mean? Like, I will be in like reverse roles. I'm going to be on the TV screens, but again, I'm trusting the process, and I'm just allowing God to move, you know what I mean? And move through me. So I'm continuing to show love, light, and it's literally like it's magnetic to people. So I'm just going to continue to do me, and, you know, trust the process, trust the journey, and actually start making things make sense, because of course we're our own biggest critics and we put pressure on ourselves. But you know, I keep saying I'm approaching 30, and you know, 30 is literally going to be next year. So it's just like, okay, I really want things to start align and make sense for me, so I can start to build that generational wealth for my family, because I can definitely see it, and I know I'm going to be like that first person to like be that breakthrough, generational curse breaker, all of that. So I don't know, I'm excited just to see when it happens and, you know, how it plays out. I'm just trusting it as it goes.
You gotta lead with those positive affirmations. You know, you gotta speak things into existence. And you know what I'm saying? And even with the, I want to speak to the interview part, man, the ums and stuff like that, you know, people, like, we're in the era too where like some of like the most raw, unedited footage on YouTube gets the most views. Like, people are really kind of getting into the more authentic, like, they don't want to feel like you're reading from a teleprompter. They want to see you in your true, authentic, raw form, because that's what makes people feel connected to you. Like,
it's relatable.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what builds true, like, support and fandom and things of that nature, man. But this has been an awesome interview. And as we wrap this thing up, I always ask my guests to define what Black prosperity means to you. And, you know, and leave on a positive note for somebody, like I said earlier, someone looking up to you, may have aspiration, or someone who just needs to pick me up as we conclude today's episode.
Sheesh, I wasn't ready for that one. What does Black prosperity mean to me? Black prosperity means to me being authentically you, not shying away from who you truly are, loving yourself, exhibiting love and showing love to others. We're in spiritual warfare right now, so genuinely just like being a good person. When you be a good person, that's when the blessings come to you organically and naturally. Black prosperity means to me trusting the process. As a Black person, we already got a lot on us just automatically, you know what I mean? Like shit that we can sign up for. So trusting the process, because things aren't gonna be easy. What's a testimony with no test? You know, so appreciate those tests, appreciate those trials, those obstacles that you're going through, because at the end of the day, it's only shaping you and shaping that testimony. So when you do write that book, when you are accepting that award, this is your story. This is what, you know what I mean? So trust the process, because at the end of the day, we all have a journey and we're all destined for greatness. We just have to choose it.
That's real, man. And that's Siah. This your boy Swole the Poet, man. This Black Prosperity. And I appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate you, brother.
Bro, thank you so much.